importance of continuous testing in a DevOps cycle. So this plays a key role in terms of deciding how continuous testing can actually make or break a DevOps environment. The DevOps process could be complete, but how successful it is primarily determined by the continuous testing, which plays a key decision-making role by giving a certification or giving us an assurance of what is the percentage of application which is stable, fit, and ready to be released to the production for further rounds for the real-time usage. So as you see here, it's like in the process of continuous testing, we test early, we get engaged early in the terms of an application life cycle instead of waiting for a stable code base to get started with the testing process as such. And also we just do a repeatability or kind of a repetitive execution, which is humanly impossible for on-demand testing. When I have to do patches or when I have to do builds frequently, like 4-5 times a day, and working with teams which are geographically distributed across the globe, it becomes a huge challenge for everybody to go pick up a piece and work in cohesion with each other. So here is where continuous testing gives us a great interface or a helping hand in terms of just coordinating with multiple stakeholders, multiple technical functional teams involved here, and really giving them a level of confidence of whatever has been introduced new, the existing is not impacted, as well as portion of new, whatever is developed is working fine. So it's like two different things from the development and the operations perspective of it, how this cycle of build, test, code, plan goes in a cyclic manner, and how do we just further release them to production, and how do we monitor this, how is completely depicted in terms of this accomplishing a complete testing in a DevOps environment. So talking about the success factor of how we do it is the representation we see here. Like, it's the process of continuous integration and continuous delivery, which is typically represented in a DevOps cycle. But there is a sandwich layer which is called the continuous testing, which enables both the processes to gel with each other in a sturdy manner, and then the releases are just going through smooth. So when we talk about continuous delivery, we have challenges of frequent code check-ins, and then code being compiled by people, multiple teams, multiple geographies, and really somebody doesn't have a control of who is doing what, and we just can't lay out a kind of practice wherein check-ins happen only in a particular period of time. And so that the productivity, the development productivity, and actual number of functionalities being added on a day-to-day basis is increasing rapidly to meet the speed of the market. So here is where continuous testing helps us to identify what are all possibilities for test automation and how quickly we can get inside through a shift-left approach and then automate it. Say, for example, if the web interface is not ready, then what is the next workaround is like we start automating the API calls of the particular application, so that we get feedback continuously, and then we also be able to detect defects at an early stage in the life cycle. So the number of defects which get issues and defects which get passed on to the subsequent stages in an application life cycle, it gets minimized through this process of continuous testing. And also when you get a chance to automate it, it's like triggering the test in terms of parallel threads across machines, across browsers, and we get a chance to cover as many user platforms as possible.
So as Yanthi was saying, continuous delivery, continuous integration, and continuous testing, these are all integral parts of DevOps. And you'll need this for quality engineering in these key areas. And I actually heard one of the thought leaders from a company called CloudBees who actually said this: you can't do continuous testing, you can't do continuous delivery or continuous integration without continuous testing. It's embedded within the process. It's all part of the DevOps methodologies.